Here are the 5 key emotions you can create with your chord progressions. The first emotion is triumph. Here's what it sounds like. This chord progression is a 1-4-5-1 chord progression, all major chords. Now, what makes it sound special is that we're actually inverting some of these notes to revoice the chord. So for example, if I revoice this chord and pull up the notes, it will have a completely different sound. So we're going to take all these, the third and the fifths, and then pull them back up to their root position. Now also keep in mind the bass was mimicking the new root position. So these bass notes are also added. So that's what it sounds like when you write the vanilla way of approaching chord progressions, which is simple triad, straightforward chord voicing. Now I've done the chord voicing for you in the Music Theory Magic. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/music theory magic. You can get all the MIDI here. We have 140 something MIDI in here, simply based off of the emotions behind music. So you don't have to do all the hard work. The reason this sounds happy or triumphant is because we're going upward. You can also find this in gospel music or in church music. The reason it sounds cool is because we're working upwards and then we have this constant note going across that creates that tension sound. Because the bottom notes are moving upward, whereas that top note is just standing still. Okay, let's get into different voicings. I'll load up the melody here. And this sounds like a church voicing. Okay, now let's add some humanization to the timing. So that's how you take these simple basic triads and make them sound a little more expressive. Let's also drag in a different key. Instead of C major, let's use B major. Okay, so I've added more chords to create more tension throughout longer chord progressions. And that's the cool part about chord progressions. When you add tension, you could extend the chord progression and really morph the emotion over time. The second emotion we can tap into with chords is mystery or intrigue. This is our first, our fourth, our seventh, which is diminished, and a third, minor third chord progression. Okay, now this B to E wants to resolve, and this is also a diminished chord used to create tension in chord progressions. Now what happens if we revoice this? It has a completely different sound. This is the power of revoicing. We also teach this in Music Theory Magic. If you go to busyworksbeats.com/music theory magic, I teach these concepts. So again, let's go from the vanilla triad approach. And now let's revoice it and add some melody. So this is the power of emotions and chord progressions. You could really pull on the heartstrings of the listener, and you could also transpose the key. So I have this written in B major as well, but you could always hit shift up or down to transpose the key. That's the power of that top line melody and understanding harmony. Again, we teach all of these concepts as well as give you all these MIDI. Go to busyworksbeats.com/music theory magic. The reason I keep saying it is so you don't forget it. Next up, we have the emotion called curiosity and adventure. Now, this is a first, fourth, second, and fifth, a minor second. Now, for those who understand, the 2-5-1 is a common chord progression in R&B and gospel, and it wraps back to the tonic. It goes 2-5-1, and you can see it goes to the 4, and then it wraps back around. So it's a loop here. Okay, so it's building that anticipation. Now let's drag in some different voicings. This is the power of simply changing the way the notes are played in these chords. Now let's add a melody. This is how deep you can go with emotion once you understand the deep, deep, deep music theory behind what makes these chords and melodies sound exotic and full of life. So again, you could transpose that to B major. Let's move into a new emotion called melancholy or sadness. This is a reflection type, which is going to be based in that minor sound because minor scales have introspective energy. So this is a minor sixth, major fourth, major first, major fifth. Revoiced. You hear this a lot in movies. Let's add some melody to it. The last emotion here we're going to focus on is called nostalgia or yearning feeling. This is the tonic, the major tonic, the sixth, the major fourth, and the major fifth. I should say dominant fifth. Now let's change out the voicing here to make it a little more jazz-like. Let's add some melody here. Okay, so that's how you pull on all of these emotions. If you want to learn more, go to busyworksbeats.com/music theory magic to learn more. Peace out, guys.